So, we all know how the internet works, right? If you use YouTube, your activity is going to be monitored. If you use anything for free online, any service, you're going to download these things called cookies that are going to monitor your activity. And some companies pretend they're not selling your data for some reason, and other companies are just plainly telling you, we are selling your data, right? Very simple, very logical thing, very easy to understand. People sell your data for money. In exchange, you get something that keeps you online, right? We all know how games work, right? Like, modern games are run by idiots who very rarely understand that you need a group of people to make it worth wasting money on. Like, the free-to-play model. Like, get as many people as you can hooked, then try to sell whatever the whales are, however many whales there are, as much stuff as possible. Thereby going over the top, breaking the game, and plummeting your sales. Because why would you play a free game that's not fun, right? We all know how YouTube works, right? It's like a torrent service, but like with the servers being not your computer. A torrent service is you take a book, you cut it up. Imagine a file as a book. You cut up a book and you send different people each page, and those different people make copies of the pages and send those copies to each other, right? Like the energy that it takes to copy a thing versus the availability of the information highway. Yeah, like it solves traffic issues, blah blah blah, information traffic issues, blah blah blah. Modern torrents, like you're gonna have all your individual pieces compressed, so they're even smaller chunks, right? But we all understand what torrents are, right? Servers were like those black and white era, like videos of women like connecting phone cables, like Agent Carter. In season 1 of Agent Carter, worked in an office that had a secret entry through some wire stuff. Yeah, so a syndicate is when you have a council of people running your factory or whatever it is. It's a business model which is based on councils instead of centralized leaders, right? That's what a syndicate is. It's like, for example, Disney is not a syndicate, but the board of directors has more power than the CEO. The head of the board of directors has more power than the CEO. Yeah, and it's like power focused on, councils, right? Like typically worker-owned businesses, like manage the business, blah blah blah. That's like a traditional sort of syndicate. Now a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, is what if a bunch of idiots figured out that they could have their own app to do stupid shit together, and they did stupid shit together, and they didn't have a leader. or something like that. It's I don't even know how to explain this properly, right? So there's this DAO. It's not a syndicate. It's what if a subculture thought it was something like a syndicate, but it wasn't. It just was not. It was just run by very, very, very stupid people. And their idea was, let's buy this $27,000 manuscript, one of like a handful of manuscripts of Jodorowsky's Dune, right? Let's buy this thing and eventually burn it and turn it into an NFT. Now the thing is, they want to make an IP inspired by Jodorowsky's Dune and make IPs based on that IP. But they bought a $27,000 book, a manuscript, for the Jodorowsky version of Dune, right? And they're gonna burn it. So it's like, they spent millions of dollars on this project, right? And you give money to the project, and in exchange you get like Spikes token coin things. And they're using the word spice as in the actual thing in like the Dune book series. They didn't get permission by Dune, by the copyright license holders of Dune, to use the term spice to name their pseudo currency, like digital currency, after that. And very obviously, without, they just had like a plan of ideas. No concept art, no nothing. They just had like a outline of ideas. Let's buy a $27,000 manuscript, like a collector's item, that has no copyright thing associated with it, nothing, and just act like we have the copyright and make an IP that's like a ripoff of Dune. As you can imagine, within 2 months, they've lost 80% of their of the currency has lost 80% of its value. You know why it's lost 80% of its value? Digital currency is not actual currency. Digital currency is have a bunch of computers running like an encryption program that is a ledger, and this ledger works like the credit card, like wireless like transferring money between banks, like on your computer, like that, like the fucking credit card industry. That is what digital currency is. It's like a digital, more complicated, theoretically more secure way of making sure you wire someone money. That is its limit. Spice token coin nonsense. You're not. That's not what that is. It's like a Kickstarter. The DAO idiots like made a Kickstarter over ideas, and they got whatever amount of money, and basically nothing to show. There's nothing to show for it. There's like a vague checklist of ideas, and they don't have a central team that is handling these ideas, this IP that they're going to eventually, in the year 2525, going to fucking create this team, this IP. Whenever they do make it, it's just the stupidest thing ever. Let's buy a $27,000 book that we don't own the copyright to, scan the book, make every page an NFT. NFTs are like shortcuts to YouTube channels. Only they don't hold thousands of videos and you're not getting paid for any commercials. You just get like a limited amount of data. That's what an NFT is. It's a shortcut to a spot in a server storing information. Or a set of servers that are running the same program storing information. It's not a digital copyright. It's not a copyright. It's not anything. It's not even a Kickstarter. And Kickstarter is notoriously getting fucked Kickstarter runs on some sort of weird honor system. It's the absolute stupidest fucking thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. And that's saying something. How stupid do you have to be to buy a book you don't own the copyright to, blatantly make NFTs of every single page, and decide you wanna burn the book and make the video where you burn the book an NFT? What is wrong with you? What is the fucking matter with you? What is wrong 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 with you? No.